Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. This webinar about the Grandstream WP820, hosted here by VoIP Supply. I'm Joe Shanahan here, one of the account reps, VoIP consultants. Been here for about 13 years. So wanted to get involved in this webinar today. I'm excited about the Grandstream WP820 that's going to be coming out here. Mehdi from Grandstream is going to be running us through the demonstration here shortly, and going through all the particulars of this great new phone that's going to be coming out. But as you can see on your screen there, it's the WP820, and it's the Enterprise Portable Wi-Fi phone. And we're definitely looking forward to that coming out. Okay, so what we're going to go over today, just real quick, obviously a product overview, and Mehdi will be handling this part of it. The handset description, the intelligent gesture control, the push-to-talk function, roaming and mobility, battery charging, and then finally at the end we will do questions and answers. And as questions do pop up, you'll see at the bottom of your screen there's a Q&A button. We like to use that for any questions that you might have. You can enter those in there at any time, and at the end of the presentation we will answer those questions. So it's a lot easier if you do use the Q&A for that rather than the chat function. Okay, just a little bit here about VoIP Supply and joining our team as a reseller. Obviously you get exclusive pricing through VoIP Supply, consulting, solution design, any kind of pre-sale, post-sale support, all the way through the whole process. We are there for you. You can see my contact information there, Joe Shanahan. Like I said, I've been here since about 2005, so going on 14 years, I guess. And there's my contact number there and my email address. Obviously, anything after the webinar here that I can help you with, please reach out. All right, a couple of quick things here just about our some benefits with the reseller program. We've got our new rental program, the Device as a Service program. Gives your customers a chance to rent that payment and you to wrap that whole monthly payment into one bill for them. Our hardware and provisioning that we've been doing ever since the beginning. Obviously, that's one of the key components that we do, supplying hardware at a great price, pre-provisioning, all sorts of things, right from the systems right down to the individual phones. Our CloudSpan Marketplace, that's where our customers are able to find VoIP service that works for them, and also our resellers are able to collect residuals through that CloudSpan Marketplace. So if anyone is interested in selling service, getting residuals, I'd be happy to talk to you about how you can do that through our CloudSpan Marketplace. Our fulfillment program, that's something we use with our vast array of service providers that we work with, and we will do their provisioning and fulfillment for them, ship it right to their customers. They never have to touch the devices, and makes their lives a lot easier. And then finally, our refresh and reclaim program, that's where we buy and sell both used equipment. So if you have customers that are looking to unload some older phones and upgrade, we can buy those phones back in many situations. And then also, if a customer is looking to buy refurbished phones to save some money, we have a wide array of that and a large inventory of refurbished phones that we can sell. Okay, a little something here, that's our Reseller Portal popping up there, and that's something when you are flagged as a reseller and enabled with our Reseller Portal, you'll be able to get in there and utilize all the materials that are in there, from marketing materials to white papers, data sheets, to email campaigns that you can use and customize yourself to send out to your customers. Their email campaigns that we have used with success, those are all in there now in that partner portal for anyone to use as they see fit. And again, if there's any questions on the Reseller Portal, I'd be glad to help you out with that and get you registered and into that portal. And again, just some advantages of the reseller program. Earn the residuals, highest residuals in the industry we're paying out, discounts on the equipment, obviously. Our extended sales team, customer service, support teams, everybody here, shipping teams, a lot of experience at VoIP Supply people have been here and doing this job for quite a while, so definitely an experienced group we have here. And then on the left there, you can see some of our partners that we are able to sell their services to our customers, and again, our resellers can sell those same services and collect residuals. So you see some of the bigger names there: Digium, Broadvoice, Star to Star, Tetra, Nextiva, and Sangoma, to name a few. So all of those providers would be at your service to be able to sell and claim residuals from them if you bring business aboard. So with that, I will hand it over to Mehdi and let Mehdi take over from here and get into that WP820 description and demonstration. And again, as you have questions, please use that Q&A button at the bottom of the screen, and we will get those questions answered at the end. So Mehdi, with that, I will let you take it from here.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for taking the time to join us today. And my name is Mehdi. I'm support engineer with Grandstream Networks here in Boston. And in today's webinar, I will introduce the Grandstream portable Wi-Fi phone, which is the WP820, which is designed as an ideal solution to add more flexibility and mobility to your VoIP network. Before I get started and going through the content of the presentation, I would like to mention, if you have any questions, submit them in the Q&A section. And at the end, I will have the time to get back to you and answer all the questions. In this slide, we will have the product overview. So the WP820 is an enterprise portable Wi-Fi phone equipped with 2.4 inches LCD screen and Android operating system, the version 7, with integrated dual band Wi-Fi, advanced antenna design, roaming, and integrated Bluetooth for pairing with handset and mobile devices. This powerful and portable Wi-Fi phone has an elegant look with a streamlined external design and exceptional durability. With up to 150 hours standby time and 7.5 hours talk time, and an HD voice with a dual mics. The WP820 offers a powerful combination of features, mobility and durability to suit all the portable telephony needs. To ensure connection quality, this device supports the QoS for layer 3 to prioritize voice traffic. The phone features 2 different SIP accounts and a 3-way audio conference. It includes all the call functionalities like call forwarding, speed dial, and call transfer. Another nice feature supported by this device is SMS. You can use the WP820 to send and receive SMS with another devices that support text over SIP or SIP. One reason why businesses are adopting more portable Wi-Fi phones is the fact they support the same major features available on the desk phones. Also, when compared of using a personal cell phone to conduct business, Wi-Fi phones are easy to integrate with the existing phone infrastructure and allow you to manage and control certain functionalities like the caller ID, ring groups, intercom, and call routing. In terms of call features supported by the WP820, it can handle 2 incoming calls using a call waiting feature. If there is an incoming call during an active call, the WP820 will play the call waiting tone and display the information about the incoming call in the LCD screen so that you can decide whether to answer or reject the call. When you decide to answer the incoming call, the active current call will be put on hold, and you will need to use the up-down navigation keys to switch between the 2 lines. This device supports transfer using either modes blind or attended transfer. During the transfer process, the phone will display both options as displayed in the image in the slide. Other call features supported are 3-way audio conferencing and on-demand call recording. You can play and download the call recording files from the web interface of the WP820. As for all Grandstream phones, the WP820 is fully integrated with a Grandstream door system, which is the door phone system, the GDS3710, to stream and output the video on the LCD screen with the option of open door. So you can open the door from the LCD screen of the phone. Also, in case you run into any issues, you would like to reset the handset, you can do that from the web interface from the LCD menu, or you can do it using a hard key reset during the boot process by pressing and holding the key combination 1 and 9. In terms of handset design, the handset is equipped with a proximity sensor like the technology used in smartphones. The handset also supports the MWI, which is to indicate if there is a voicemail. Essentially, this is indicated by the blinking circle red. The volume buttons are located on the side on the top of the push to talk button. The size of the LCD screen is 2.3 inches with a resolution of 240 by 320. The handset can be configured to pick up or hang up the call by positioning the handset on or off the cradle. This option by default is disabled. If you need to enable it, you can do it from the web user interface under call setting configuration page. Another additional included in this device, which is the WP820, is the intelligent gesture control. As shown in the image number 1, you can mute the active call by double tapping on the LCD screen of the handset and doing the same thing to unmute the call. The second image shows how to reject an incoming call by simply flipping the handset face down. The WP820 is built with the push-to-talk capability that allows users to multicast audio traffic by pressing the PTT button on the side of the phone. Generally, push-to-talk is useful for emergency notices and important announcements, especially in hotels and department stores that require coordination at a time-sensitive manner. Instead of making several calls to coordinate with a group of phones, PTT allows you to reach an active talk group with a single button press. The push-to-talk feature allows users to talk within the same LAN without the PBX. It supports point-to-point paging and multicast paging as long as the devices are subscribed and joined to the same channel and group. The audio is sent as half duplex on a pre-configured multicast IP address. While one person transmits, the others can only receive. The WP820 has 3 modes of PTT with 3 levels of priority. For example, when there is an audio traffic on the default group and another user multicast audio on the emergency group, the latter will override the active default group and bark in. You can also configure the WP820 with the option to prioritize the bargain of PTT over active calls. In addition, each handset can be configured with a caller ID, so when you receive a multicast paging, you would know the source that has initiated the paging. For the mobility in the office or any work environment, built on wireless connection can be contributing an element for productivity, especially in workplaces where employees are required to move around frequently. The WP820 supports roaming based on 2 wireless concepts, the RSSI and OQC. This provides users with the ability to stay connected on the move. As you can see in the slide, the WP820 can be configured with a minimum signal threshold before it starts scanning the wireless network for an AP with a better signal strength. So RSSI stands for Received Signal Strength Indicator, which is a measurement on how strong the signal is received from an access point. On a WP820, the RSSI level can be between 0 and minus 100. And basically, the closer to 0, the better the signal is. For example, an RSSI of minus 30 indicates a better than RSSI of minus 90. For the opportunistic key caching, which is OKC, as you can see in the image in the front of us, the wireless technology is used to help reduce the time needed for authentication. When OKC is used, multiple APs can share pairwise master key, PMKs, among themselves, and the station can roam to the new AP that has not visited before and reuse a PMK that was established with the current AP. OKC allows the station to roam quickly to an AP it has never authenticated to without having to perform a pre-authentication. There are few requirements for roaming to work seamlessly. All the APs in the wireless network should be using the same SSID and belong to the same VLAN and network group. Also, the authentication method should be identical on all the APs, and most importantly, the APs must overlap enough so the WP820 can maintain a good connection during roaming. Now that remote workers and virtual offices are becoming more and more adopted, users can connect to the company phone system from home or from anywhere in the world. And the WP820 fits perfectly in this lifestyle. This device can register to an IPPBX or any other SIP server from any wireless network, regardless of the geographical location, as long as the IPPBX or SIP server is reachable on the public network. If privacy is a concern to you or to the remote workers, the WP820 supports OpenVPN, which lets you create a secure network connection while using the unsecure public network, which is internet. Of course, OpenVPN or VPN connections in general provide many benefits. OpenVPN significantly diminish the risk of security breaches and attacks from hackers because the traffic is managed in encrypted way. The WP820 can be configured as an OpenVPN client and send all the traffic encrypted through an OpenVPN tunnel. Implementing OpenVPN on a WP820 for remote workers is fast, easy, and effective security solution. Another big thing about the WP820 is convenience of cost and cost effective. For example, remote workers that travel outside the country can always have access to the company's phone system to make and receive calls without cost associated to the international calls. As I mentioned earlier, the WP820 can be easily integrated with Grandstream Door phone system, which is the GDS 3710, to stream videos and unlock the door remotely. This works the same like with any other IP, Grandstream IP phone. I will show you during the live demo later. So we have like three methods to charge the WP820. So you can charge it using a micro USB cable, or you can use the base that comes with the product, or you can use the GMC08. We will cover it in the next slide. So we have three main methods to charge the base. Grandstream introduced this device, which is a GMC08, which allows you to charge up to 8 batteries. One big thing about GMC is the fact that you can have WP820 constantly on the move without the need to leave it charging. You can simply swap the batteries. The GMC08 is capable of charging multiple batteries simultaneously. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with the live demo right now. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this device supports up to two SIP accounts. And here you can see the account status, network status, from the MAC address to the IPv4, IPv6. All the information related to the network is mentioned in this page. You can go to the system info and you can see the product, hardware revision, the part number, and especially the system version, which is the firmware version. So you need to take care of this one and be updated on or upgraded on the latest version. For the SIP accounts, you can go here to accounts. So we have two main accounts. In my case, I have both of them registered, as you can see here. It's pretty easy to see all the settings. So in the general settings, you can enter the SIP server, the SIP user ID, the authenticate ID, the password, everything you need to register a SIP account. For the SIP settings here, so when you need the registration, this must be checked. Otherwise, it could be used as a peer-to-peer SIP connection. For the codec settings, you can change the codec. In my case, I have the PCMU, PCMA, and G722. If you need, for example, the G729 to be included in the list, so just check it and add it to the list. It will be selected. You can give it more priority like this. In my case, I'm going to use the PCMU. If you want to use a compressed codec, just go ahead and put it on the top. So the WP820 will use this codec as the first codec. In my case, I don't use it, so I'm going to just remove it or put it on the last. We have other options here. For the call settings, you can program the WP820 to answer the call automatically. Just check yes, or you can enable the intercom paging. It's when you choose this one, so it is based on the SIP header. It will send, like the initiator will send a specific information claiming intercom paging, so the WP820 will auto answer. In my case, I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to just put it to no. In the case where you need to warn when this, for example, when this device is enabled for intercom, for security purposes, you need to know that the device is receiving like an intercom, or so you would know anyone is not spying on you. So just play warning tone for an audio answer for the intercom, or you can uncheck it. As I mentioned here, for the intercom paging, the initiator will send a specific call info information. So if you need to use a custom one, just enter it here. So to have a custom auto answer based on SIP info. For the network settings, so here you can check all the Wi-Fi SSIDs and be connected to one of these. So just connect and enter the password, so the WP820 will be connected. But you can use this from the LCD screen in case the first time it comes, so the phone will not be connected to the network. So we have to use the LCD screen to be connected the first time, and from then you can always use the web GUI to change the SSID or another network. Here we have the Open VPN settings. This device could be set up as a client Open VPN. So here you need like few information from the Open VPN server IP address and all the certifications from the CA to the client certification to the client key. And there is some other options that you can change here. For example, the cipher method. Blowfish is the default one, or if you need a username and password, you can enter it here. For the advanced network settings, you can change manually the DNS server. You can have some QoS settings. You can change it here. It depends on the administrator of your network. He's going to give you this information, so you can change this settings to suit to the policy of the network. Okay, for the maintenance, so if you need to upgrade to the latest firmware version, so you can upload the binary file manually, or you can just enter here the firmware server path and use the right method here, HTTP, TFTP, or HTTPS, to upgrade to the latest firmware version. For the provisioning here, you can use option 66, you can use gaps, you can use a lot of options, but mainly you can use the config server path, where you enter your server, and the WP820 will download the config file and be auto-provisioned. So here, where you can change some settings, for example, if you need to disable option 66 or enable it, so you can use the DHCP options to send the config server path to the W820 here. If it was disabled, so the device will not take care of the option 66, or it will be disregarded. And there is other DHCP options here that you can enable or disable. And for the config provisioning, so these the files that the WP820 can look for. So you have cfg.xml or just cfg WP820.xml. So you need to select from the list and select it here under the selected list. Otherwise, by default, the WP820 will search for cfg MAC address.xml. I would like to mention for the GDS. So here you can add a value. So just add the name of the GDS, and this information can be taken from the GDS. I will show you here. So we have we need the SIP. So here I have 2009. This is the ID, and I need another information, which is the remote pin to open the door. These two information must be entered here. So just give it a name and enter, as mentioned here, 2009 along with the access remote pin. So when the call is received from the GDS, you will see on the LCD screen like a soft key button, which is open. When you click on it or press on it, the door will be opened. This is a nice feature to open the door remotely and have access to the video, so you can see who's in front of the door. Okay. So basically, this is it for, I think I've covered the main features here. Yeah, for the T069. So this is another method to provision the WP820, just like any other Grandstream phone or device. So this device could be provisioned using option 66. You can put manually the config server path. You can use gaps, or you can use the TR069. For more information, you can have, there is a document under grandstream.com. So just go there, and there is a document explaining all what you need to do, so you can provision the WP820 with the TR069. So pretty much this is it for today's webinar. If you have any questions, you can submit them in the Q&A section, and I will take the time to answer the questions. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Betty. We have one question here about the protective holder. Is there going to be any kind of a protective case or protective holder for this device?
Protective. It should be protected by default, but what do you mean by protective holder? It should be
well, like a case, like a case for it, protective case, or just a belt clip.
There is like a hanger so that you can use it. But
okay.
the device is pretty solid, so you don't need really a cover. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. There was a question here in the chat about Google Voice for Enterprise, which is currently in beta. Will this phone work with that?
This is Android-based. It should work, but for more information, you can submit a ticket or just send me an email. So I'm gonna reply with the more details. This is a specific question.
Okay.
But this is Android version 7, the operating system. It should be working. So I'm gonna test it and get back to you.
Okay. All right. There was a question on the sound quality of the 820, you know, compared to the DECT phones.
Yeah, it's
how is the speaker and the sound quality and compared to that?
It's an HD voice quality. Let me call. Yeah, in the meanwhile, you can go ahead with another question.
Okay. Back to the protective screen or protective holder. So besides the hanger or like a belt clip, at this point there is no kind of anything kind of a cover for the phone itself, a screen cover or a body cover?
No, we don't have a screen cover, but it's covered pretty much. So the screen is, yeah, just the hanger.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. And a question about availability, when the product would be shipping?
Yeah, it should be available next week, maximum next 2 weeks. It will be available.
Within the next 2 weeks? Okay.
Yes, within the...
That looks to be about the only questions that we've got coming in at this point. So anything else to add from your end, Mehdi?
Yeah, if you have any other questions, you can open like a support technical ticket, or you can write me an email and we will get back to you.
Okay. All right. Great. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Again, VoIP Supply was happy to co-host this webinar here with Grandstream. We appreciate their time hopping in and going over the product with us all. And we will have the slides and the presentation to send out by email. We will get those worked up and sent out to everybody that's interested. And again, you have my contact info from earlier in the presentation, Joe Shanahan. You can easiest email, just email me at joe@voipsupply.com, and be glad to work with you on anything that you might have. Actually, before we go, it looks like there might be one more question here about GSM. Is this phone GSM enabled at all?
No, it's not.
No GSM. Okay.
No.
Okay, that was one last one that came in. Okay, I guess if there is nothing else, we will we'll end the webinar here for today. Again, everyone, thanks for joining us, and please reach out if there's other further questions or anything we can help you out with in regards to Grandstream. So everybody have a great day.
Thank you.